Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm one half of SpaceJail, and today I'm going to show you how to use sidechain compression. Here we go. So I have constructed a little beat here. It's just a kick and a snare and some flutes. So I'm actually going to go ahead and save a default channel here. And I'm just going to open it in these because I had some information ready. I just want to do this from absolute scratch so that I can show you how everything is done. Okay. So we've got 3 different flute channels here occupying different frequency space. And we've got both of our kicks and snares, just kick and snare, sorry, right here. So I'm going to unassign these from their channels. This is one way that you can assign something to a channel. I'm going to show you a couple different ways just so that we're covering as much space as possible. So this is going to be this little drop-down menu up here. You can go up there and you can hit route to free mixer track, and it's going to route it to the first available track, which is going to be track 1 right there. I'm going to open up this master channel. I don't like that one hidden. Or you can click on the sample and hit Control L, and that'll assign it to a track as well. So now we've got both of those showing up there. And I actually already had these assigned, so you can assign those any way that you like, however you feel comfortable. I'm going to bring these down actually to number 3, just so that everything is right next to each other. All right. So I'm going to open up on my clap something called the Fruity Peak Controller. So I'm going to show you and describe what these do here in a second. I don't really use this LFO portion. It's something that you may be able to find more information about. We're going to be focusing on the peak section right here. So you can see whenever we play the audio that some volume information pops up right here. That is basically this is showing a visual representation of our clap and how loud it is. Right now anyways. So we have this peak controller created. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open a fruity balance, just because I like to have all of this nice and organized here in the mixer track, the mixer channel. So I'm going to right click the volume. This is all just standard. It's exactly the way it is. It's not doing anything but allowing you to use this volume and balance control. So I'm going to right click this. I'm going to go to link to controller. I'm going to go down to peak control peak, and you can see that that's for our clap right here because that's what our mixer channel is named. We're going to hit peak. I'm going to bring this down just because I don't want this moving. I want this information to be processed as quickly as it's put in. I'm going to hit accept. So now you can see, following the information that we have here, this is being automated. Whenever our clap hits, it's increasing in volume, which is what's set up right here. So for sidechain compression, or this is technically not sidechain compression yet. This is just sidechain automation. So we are going to copy. We're gonna go to this. We're gonna hit reset, and we're gonna copy the value of this because this is gonna be the standard, just equal volume information. This is the loudness. This is the exact loudness of what it is. So we're gonna copy that, and this is our bass. So when I move the bass, let's see, I gotta wait. There we go. So now, whenever I move the bass, you can see that volume being changed. So I'm going to paste the 80% standard value there. And because I want this audio being, I want the volume to be quieter whenever our snare hits. So now I'm going to turn the volume down to 100 just to illustrate that. And now that snare or that clap is coming through a lot more aggressively now than it was, because it's not being hidden and muddled by the other frequencies in the flute track. You can really see that here. You can see how it's being affected right here. So we've done that with our snare. Now we're going to go over to our kick. I keep saying snare. It's a clap. You understand. I'm gonna post that 80% back in here. I'm going to paste that right there. I'm going to bring our information down to 100. And I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to copy the same exact information right here. So now it's reading the information that we want. This information is going to be output. Whatever it's connected to is going to see a drop in volume. So I'm going to go over here to my flute channel. I'm going to create another fruity balance. I'm going to link this. Going to go down to Fruity Peak Controller, MKV1 kick, peak. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And accept. All right, so now our kick and clap are automating the volume of the flute sample, so that every time that sound hits, that flute sample sees a dip in volume, so that those samples can come through more aggressively and be at the front of your mix. So sometimes you might not want to just totally turn the volume down from something in a mix. Maybe you only want certain frequencies of that sample to be automated to make up space for the kick. Like, for instance, with our kick here, you know, our kick has a lot of low end information that needs to come through, but we like the way that the flute sample sounds with the low end, and we want to hear that, but we don't want to hear that whenever the kick is hitting. So I'm going to show you how to automate that. Automate specific frequencies in your mix. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to create a Fruity Parametric EQ. This right here is a low shelf. So I'm going to increase this to about 250, because under 250 is going to be the low end information that we want to be turned down whenever this kick hits. So our kick is on channel 2 here. So I'm going to open our parametric EQ. I'm going to right click, link to controller, go to our kick, hit peak, balance that back out, and hit accept. So now watch whenever I press play. Oh, we actually need to copy this information, because this is the standard flat frequency. This is our natural frequency, natural volume, sorry. We're going to copy this and paste it into our bass once more. And you can play with the bandwidth settings. So now all of that high-end information isn't stopping just because of the kick. So now we're going to do the same with our clap. So now we are going to go into our clap. We're going to open up an EQ. We're going to turn on the post EQ. So a lot of our snare's most important information is going to be right here. This is where most of the intensity from that snare is. So that's between 1,000 and 2,000 hertz. So let's go over here to our parametric EQ that is going to be used for our clap. And this is about 1,500. I'd say that's between 1,000 and 2,000. So we are going to link this to controller, go over to our clap, balance that back out, and hit accept. So now, oh, we need to fix that once more. And we're just going to paste the 50% value into our bass because we only want our bass going to 50% because 50% is the natural state for these. Again, once more. So now, when our kick is hitting, it's not depleting our audio of all of its low-end information, or sorry, high-end information. And whenever our snare hits, it's not depleting our audio information of all of its, our audio sample of all of its low-end information. So whenever these hit, all the other frequencies are staying there except for the ones that we have specified. This has a lot of different uses in your mixdown. So I definitely suggest you playing around and trying to find out different ways to go about doing this, because automating different sections of your song so that certain things can come out at certain times is really important in your mix. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.